networking is about giving, not getting. You guys know people who sometimes they talk to you only for what they're gonna get, right? Yes, so someone said yes, or even people come up to you and say, I want the new iPhone, right? What can I get? They start talking to you just based on what they want to get, not what they're giving. Networking is about giving, not getting. Now here's the point. I want you to turn to someone at your table. I want you to give them the best piece of advice that you've ever received. All right? Think about that. What's the best piece of advice that you ever received? Think about that. Now share that with someone at your table. What's the best piece of advice that you ever received? Go. 1 minute. Go. What's the best piece of advice that you ever received? What's the best piece of advice that you ever received? Share that with someone at your table. What's the best piece of advice that you ever received? Just breathe. What's the best piece of advice that you ever received? 1-1. What's the best piece of advice that you ever received? What's the best piece of advice that you ever received? What's the best piece of advice that you ever received? 30 seconds. What's the best piece of advice that you ever received? Stand up. What's the best piece of advice that you ever received? 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Now, I want you to listen up. What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
Wait 20 minutes before sending the email.
Yes. Give him a hand. Wait 20 minutes before sending the email. Wait 20 minutes. What's the best piece? Stand up. What's the best piece of advice, Susie, that you ever received?
Crawl, walk, run.
Crawl, walk, run. Yeah, give her a hand. She can clap for that. Come on, stand up. What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
Don't take it personal in IT.
Don't take it personal in IT. Right? One more. What's the best piece of advice that you ever received?
Come to work every day, ready to work.
Come to work every day, ready to work. Yeah. Networking is about giving, not getting. Now, when you think about it, you oftentimes will get ahead in your career based on something you gave to someone else. In fact, people remember more what you gave to them versus what you took away from them. Sometimes you take away someone's network access, but you give them a new way to connect wirelessly, and they love you. The point is, we should all know what we're giving, especially here at this conference. What are you giving? What are you bringing to the room? What are you giving? Everyone should hear an expertise, a best practice that you give to someone, because where are you from? Where are you from? Washington, D.C. Anyone else from D.C. here? Huh? But most of us are not from D.C. But there's something that you know in your job that if you shared it with someone else not from D.C., would make them better. So the takeaway here is when you go to the expo hall and when you talk to people throughout this week, give something. Give advice, give a best practice, give a lesson learned, give your name, give your resume if you need to. But give something. Because the best networkers are givers, not getters. So networking is about giving, not getting.
I heard you say